Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be creating another video using Canva.com. There's a link in the description that's going to give you 30 days free trial for their Pro series, and that's going to unlock all of the Pro features without spending a dime. And that's going to unlock everything, so do take advantage of that right now. And when you're checking out that link, do hit subscribe and drop a comment below. If you haven't figured it out already, Canva.com is a multiple tool for graphic designing on pretty much anything you can put your mind to. So if it's cups, shirts, business cards, if it's letterheads, infographics, brochures, which we're going to be doing today, you have all the tools at your hands. Alright, let's get started. So, of course, if you've watched our previous videos in the past, you know that I love to start with templates. And starting with templates really allows you to kind of look and catch some ideas, and also the opportunity to start from a blank page if you could just kind of want to look at it and do the same. So it's better that way than just to start with a blank page. Alright, so coming to templates, which is at the upper left hand side, right here, you're going to be able to see it right here beside home and beside features, so in between. And because we're going to do brochures, it's going to be under marketing. Just click brochures, and once you do so, it will load, and it's going to give you different categories. So you can choose from travel, you can do from sales, real estate, spa, company, photography, or wedding. On the left hand side corner, you're going to be able to see that it has filters. So you can do like the format, for example. Here, you can do like 11 by 8.5 inches. You can do 17 by 11, 29.7 by 21 centimeters. So you can kind of see what these templates have to offer. You can also go through and look at the theme. So it's business, illustration, food, pink, however you want. And you can see view more. And it will open those up, which there are a ton of those. And continuing down, you can even do colors as well. Scroll on down because there's so many. You can do, alright. There you go. So you can see there's a lot. So you can even do the style. If it's modern, photo, simple, illustration, minimalist, corporate, whichever you want. Fantastic. Alright, so I'm just going to scroll on up because there's so many. Let's see. Now, living, planets, you can choose your great escape. If you kind of are just looking at it from this view, hit the heart, and you can say, oh, I like that one, and this one's pretty cool. Add those to your likes, and you can come back and view those, and make your decision really what you want to start with as your template a little bit later on. Alright, now, to get a better idea, click on it once, and once you click on it, you're going to have this. So, matte and white photo background catering trifold brochure. Alright, so it's a catering, and there's 2 pages, right? So you can see. If you like it still, you have the heart, or you can share it. When you hit share, you're going to be able to share it with other people, so you can actually have the link copied to the clipboard and send it. If you're using WhatsApp, Facebook, your text messages, just going to send the link for them to kind of take a look and get some ideas. Alright, let's see. Heart care. Let's try this one. Let's take a look. Alright, re-stress the current and proven innovations, right? Contact us. Heart care, right, and let's see, that looks pretty cool. Let's change this up a little bit, right? So I'm going to customize this template for you guys, and we're going to go over some of the basics that we probably went over in the last video, so check those out, right? Alright, so you can see this is our first part of our brochure, the first page. So let's start. Alright, so you can see that we have different colors, right? We have these elements. This blue line is the individual border lines. You can see here. Alright, the border lines as we go, and they're coming in through here. Now, if you want to change one, click on it, and when you change the color, like if you don't like that color, change the color up here beside crop. You can see right here. Change that color. You can do this like that. And so we can change that color just there. Now, what about text? Because you can see that I chose a very dark color. We can change that color by clicking on the box, right? And when you click on this box, if you don't like the text and you want to put your own text in there, you can do that. The same. So, of course, when you click on the box, that's just the text box. Double click, and you can see that it highlights. Now you can just hit delete and change it. And I'm just going to put we stress about hearts, right? So just something. Alright, now during this, I am going to change the color as well. I'm going to make it more of a white color. Alright, so here, text color, and I can choose, or I can do gray even. Alright, there we go, or silver. Alright, now the same, if you want to change the font, click on it, and you can see a minus, decrease the font size, or a plus, increase the font size. So you can make it smaller, or you can make it bigger to how you see fit. Also, you can change the text right here, and we can change it like this. And just click on it, and you can see. Alright, now for example, if you want to move it, move this text box, click, hold the click, and you can move it to where you want. Now when you're moving it, you can see these purple lines. It's just kind of keeping it in shape with the other things, so that way it's not all crooked and crock-eyed, right? And so you can do that. Who we are, and this one, for example, and why I wanted to show you, because you can see that this blue is such a small of a font, you can't quite see it, right? Double click on that, and we can change that color the same. And this is why that's really important. Even if you like this one, too big, all right. And I'm going to move this. You can see I made that font a little bigger and it went off the page. So that's where, again, we can kind of fully customize it. Now, alright, now you can see you re-change all of this. Even the heart, we can change that heart to a red, right? Or we can change it to like a pink, for example. I'll change it to that, and the same. You can see how we can change these colors. I'm going to double click. I'm going to change this stuff to red. Alright, and you can see. Alright, contact us. There we go. And this is how we do. Now, when you click on the heart, you can see that you have two colors, right? So, because I changed that purple, that's the outline. And there's also this little heart rate gauge here. So we can change that color too, and I'm going to change it to red. Alright, there you go. Do you see? Pretty cool, right? If you like that, you can make it bigger and smaller. I can make small, because I'm going to add something here. Alright, now going to the elements. The elements is a full range of everything. So the elements is just pictures that we can choose. And when you click on this, you have all of these. You can just scroll down and kind of see like audio, charts, frames for pictures, graphics, lines and shapes, right? Recently used that you've used before. I'm going to click in search and I'm going to put heart. And I'm going to click enter and it's going to show you different ones. Now I can see that you just drag and drop. And you can make smaller as well. And I'm going to make just a little bit smaller. And now I can change the color the same way as I've shown you just a moment ago. There we go. Now another thing about the elements here too, and you've seen I did it with a heart, not only can you make it smaller, but you can also rotate it and shift it. So you see this like little clock that looks, you can rotate it by clicking this and just rotating it just a taste, right? Alright, now I have it up here, but I decide I want to change it. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it here because I'm going to do something a little bit different. Right? Alright, so I'm going to make another. It's black, right? And I'm going to put it right here in the front and I'm going to rotate it. So you can actually make your own custom picture. Alright, now I've rotated it. Now once you do that, if you go to flip, you can actually flip what shape it is. And I can put red again here, and I've made two. So I've made two of the same shapes, right? So put this here, and you can see I'm making like, looks kind of like eyes maybe. Alright, now I'm going to come back to elements, and because I want to make a face with this, I'm just going to put mouth. Alright, now you can see that here's different pictures for mouths, and you have a lot of different options. Right, so here I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to drag it. Now, of course, it's bigger than what we want, and I'm going to make smaller. And there we go, put it in the center, and you can see it made center. And I'm going to change the color to this as well, and I can do this blue the same to match the text color as well. Now I've made a heart and a little smiley face. So now you see how that's really done. So that's really easy and fun. Alright, now of course if you notice when we're coming to the elements that you can see some kind of movement here. Now that's awesome, but here when we're making a brochure, typically it's not going to be able to move, so if you want to use them you can, don't worry. You can actually save them as a different kind of file, like a PNG or a PDF format, and honestly because it's going to be a brochure, the PDF format will be better for that situation. So you can use that exactly as is. So don't worry, if you like something that's like moving, you can, right? So I'm going to put in heart again, and just to show you. Alright, let's take a look, like this one for example, right? We can drag it and drop it, as well. And when you see that it's the still picture, it will, like this one here, right there. Alright, so that still picture, when it stops, that's what it looked like once you save it. So you can use this, just save it as a PDF format, so that way you can use it without it moving. And if you want to share this on, well, your Facebook or Instagram, right? If your business, you want to market that, you can use these and then just save it as like an MP4 format. And then now you can upload it and actually see that animation come to life. Speaking of saving, when you're doing this, you can see turquoise, heart, vector, and medical brochure. Click on that, and you can delete it, and like my brochure of hearts, right? Just name it something because as you save it. If you're saving it as a PDF or something, PDF, and then you'll save it or download it here as a PDF, right? So this is MP4, and that's because it has the animation. Now, because you're going to save it as like PDF print, save it as that, and it's going to be the higher quality, right? So this gives you the warning. Heads up, audio, video animations won't play when exported as this file type. Try downloading it as an MP4. That's only because we're going to save it as a PDF. Alright, so that's just that decision, right? So now you have. Okay, so now we changed the first part of this. It's great, it's cool, super cool. I still want to add a few more elements just to kind of show you what else they have to offer. And you can scroll down and see what they have. The same, like this one here, which makes a wonderful line divider here. And I'm going to make it a little smaller so that way it will fit on our page. And there we have it. And the same for the color. And I'm going to make it that color as well. Alright, so now we have the page 2. The same, nothing changes. So for example, if you, of course none of this applies to you, just click, hit backspace, just the same. And you can see how I'm deleting all of these and just keeping it as that. Now, if you like this symbol, you can keep it, and you can change the colors even if you want to do that. Now this color, it has a few. Now we can change the blues here. We can change those to, let's see, a lighter blue, and there's that blue, change it the same. Alright, and the gray we can change to, I don't know, there we go. And you can see how I'm changing the colors for it. Alright, so you can see that, right? And again, you can make it bigger. Alright, now this is just the pictures. Now to add the actual text of it, to add the text, come down on the left hand side under photos, click text, and you have a heading. Now, of course, as you can see, like how it's big here and it gradually gets smaller. Of course, headings big, subheadings smaller, and the body of the text is much smaller. It doesn't really matter because you can change the text and the font size all together, so you can just drag and drop. But it's good to kind of just go by this as itself. So if I put the heading, alright, I'm going to click backspace. I'm going to put get your help, right? Alright, and now I can make that a little bit bigger. And I can change the font altogether here as well. Get your help and the font size. And I'm going to scroll down and see. Oh, Bakari script. There you go. Get your help. And there we go. Now we have our heading. Now the body of the text the same. You can see that this came over. So I'm just going to drag over here to where I want it. And I'm going to use the purple lines to exactly put this in place where I want. Alright. And there we go. And the same you can make bigger, right? And as you type, it gets bigger. So for example, if I'm just going to use this, right? And you can see how it's getting bigger, right? How it's getting longer. Now, I'm going to make that just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to move it this way. And the same. So you can see how it's just kind of getting bigger here for you. And it makes more space. Now this font is a little bit smaller. But just to kind of show you. Now I can do the font. Now I have the borderline. There we go. Now I have the borderline for this, so it's not going to leave that little box, but you can still make this bigger. So keep that in mind. So if you're familiar with Word or any kind of typing, of course, and I imagine you are, most people are, you're going to be able to do this as well. So no sweat, don't worry, right? The same. The numbers, it's again the font and the size you would just put. And these are the countdown. And this is it for like your brochures, so you can just kind of customize it in all of your information. Now, once you have this, your print is going to be, of course, 2 pages or a front and a back necessarily, right? The same. So the sizes of this needs to kind of be perpendicular, right? All right, and you can see that all these sizes are going to be together. All right, so everything else here is just on its own. I'm going to add a page, for example, just to show you, because I'm adding a page, I'm going to make a separate one, a blank sheet. Because, for example, if you don't want to use this one, the template, you can just start here and just kind of copy. And even if you like some things, you can just click and drag it all the way down here, as you can see. And I dropped it there. If you like this kind of thing, you can put. And I'm making like, I like this and I like that from the template. And I can do this. And you can just kind of change it around that way. And that way, like, okay, I'm done. Now I'm going to make it from a bare scratch. Now I can kind of come up here and just delete that. And you can see that I am deleting the template. So this is why I truly like to use the difference in the templates and the blank page, because I can use a template to kind of catch my ideas and kind of really mold that together, but yet I'm going to start from scratch, right? So you can do that. And if not, you've seen that I just showed you how to really just change it anyways with the same color. So you can just click on something and change it, or drag and drop, right? Not much to it. If you want to use Giphies, you can. You can actually come and click Giphy, and it will load them up. Now, of course, these are all animated, so the MP4, not so great. Pexels, this is great to use too, because you can just drag and drop as well. Alright, and so you can use your Pexels account and kind of use these pictures for your brochures as well. And if you have a logo, click here, and once you customize it, your logo, you can just save it and upload it through here. Now, there's another video that we did in the past about how to create your logos, so check that out, and you can create that and use this for all of your business needs. So if it's going to be business cards, CV, if it's going to be letterheads, t-shirts, cups, whatever you're designing exactly, you can use that logo and save it right here and continue to use it on Canva. So it's super, super cool. Alright, if you want to embed something, you can, but not a great idea, again, for your, because it has this link for it, of course, for like MP4, and you click on it, so it doesn't really make sense for a paper brochure, right? But if you are wanting to save it as an MP4, and you're wanting to send it to your Facebook or Instagram, right, and share that in your post or whatever you may use, it's really good to kind of use that too. So if you have a YouTube or a TED Talks, so the Instagram here, if you're, for example, if you have a Facebook, you can just do the same. And so you post your web link and you can add it to the design. And it's pretty simple. Folders, and that's what you have, like what your likes, your purchases, like for example, if I go to likes, it's all the ones that I've saved before. So when I'm telling you at the beginning of the video that you can just save them and come back, I can come back just like this. And I'm going to double click on this veggie party, for example. Add template as a new page. I'm going to add it as a new page, and you can see that now I have this, right? So that's how you can kind of keep these designs for you. And it just adds them as new pages. So pretty cool, right? So your Great Escape. And this is another brochure as well. Alright guys, now once you've completely have finished, you can print the trifolds. And you're going to be able to do double-sided, right, which is really what you should do for the brochures. And you can choose the finish, matte or uncoated finish. You can do 50 copies for $30. They give you the price plans here, you can see. So 1,000 copies, $430. Or you can actually just kind of come here and go to download, PDF print, right, and all pages too, save download settings, and click download, and it will download to your download folder. And so you can print it yourself later on. Save it to a flash drive, take it somewhere, or your own printer. And that's it. Besides that, you can do the download here in the 3 little horizontal boxes. And you can present it and record. You can, again, email it to somebody. You can share the link to another team member if you're doing it or working together. And there he or she can kind of give their opinion on your design. Alright guys, so if you followed this video, you have successfully created a brochure. I hope you like it. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys in the next video. Cheerios.